Comedian and drummer Fred Armisen is in a drum shop. He selects a small metal drum off a display shelf.
This is a cuica, and this is a Brazilian instrument, and it goes.
Now he taps a small ornamental hand drum with his fingers.
These are called timbales. These are $70,000. I made that up, but it sounds shocking for this.
In the back workshop, the shop owner repairs a bass drum.
Do you ever see interviews with drummers and they'll be in front of a rack of drums like this? This is good for documentaries. I give Google permission to use this for any documentary. I just want to be in front of these drums.
Fred stands next to some shelves of snare drums stacked upright side by side. Title, Two Drummers, with Fred Armisen and Jason Barnes. Drummer Jason Barnes is on a busy city street. Dressed in a black t-shirt and jeans, he carries a heavy case into the professional drum shop. Inside, Fred is behind the repair counter holding a bass drum pedal. A huge wrench hanging above the counter reads, "If we can't fix it, it ain't busted." The walls and shelves are packed with vintage drums, memorabilia, and merchandise.
Hello.
Hey. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Fred?
Jason is wearing a COVID mask and has large ear tunnels in his ears. His right arm below the elbow is a black prosthetic arm holding a water bottle.
Thanks for coming to my shop. What can I help you with? Can you really help me sort through all these pedals? Have you been in this drum shop?
I have not been in this drum shop at all.
This is like the place in LA, and it goes back 1959.
Wow.
How have you been?
Good, man. You know, the last year was a little rough and a little weird.
Yeah.
Ready to play shows again. And
It was the same with me, too. Like, I had a whole tour booked, couldn't do it, but I got to drum more than I ever have.
So yeah, I'll show you the arm.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
Jason sets his case on the floor and opens it. He removes a prosthetic specially designed for drumming. Its black sheath is connected to a steel mechanism that holds the drumstick in a firm yet nimble grip.
And so the way this works is this has a control board and the motor, and then it has 8 sensors inside of it.
Yeah. Oh, this is just too cool.
Jason slips his tattooed residual limb into his drumming prosthetic.
So this is all the line of code that runs.
At a laptop, Jason shows Fred a computer program.
What we use is Google's TensorFlow system, which is essentially like a machine learning platform.
Jason's prosthetic is connected by a cable to a black oblong-shaped unit with a handle. On the front of the unit, the cybernetics logo glows in various colors.
So if I extend my muscle, it then goes into lighter blue, and you can see that it has way more play. And then if I flex to where it goes orange, it's very stiff.
Jason waves the prosthetic in midair.
Wow.
So like if I'm playing on a drum, lighter blue, darker blue, red.
It's a little buzz roll. Amazing.
I know, and the first time I ever put it on and like played with it and was like able to do that was just like, especially after 9 years, so it was pretty mind-blowing.
If you're getting into a song, you know, like I can barely control it. You know what I mean? I get excited and like, do you have to make an effort to be like, okay, lighten up?
The goal with this was to not try and learn how to use it, but to kind of have it react to me.
Oh, even
and so
better.
like I'm not working out every time I'm flexing or extending.
Yeah.
But it's still easy enough and also not getting false positives when I'm playing across the kit. So if you look at it now, it's pretty much never changing modes no matter what I do unless I want it to.
Oh, it knows.
Yeah. So it's never gonna change until I flex or extend.
Great. Well, I think we should play some drums at some point.
Fred and Jason sit facing each other at their respective drum kits. Jason begins playing, and Fred follows his lead. The drum shop owner beams as Jason moves around the drums with finesse and dexterity. He nods in approval as Jason drops into a roll on the toms, while Fred plays an accented rhythm between his snare and tom. Their reflections are mirrored in a nearby bass drum head. Fred sets his sticks down with a smile. Jason wipes the sweat from his brow.
Yeah. Ow! Awesome.
Well, you sound great.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You too.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
It
you're
was
awesome.
such a blast.
Yeah.
Jason nods. Fred glances up at the boom microphone overhead.
I guess we should do the vocals, right? Overdub it now. We're gonna ask you to do a lot of singing.
Yeah.
Logo. Google.
This was just the drums, but it's gonna be a lot of singing.
Caption. See more of Jason's story at goo.gle/forwardrhythm.